Okay, probably moving to a personal favourite of mine. I've been around the two-team structure for probably 25 years. I was a programming team in the early days of the network marketing industry and had an opportunity to learn this by building it for people. And we've used it successfully over the years. And I've had a network get to 165,000 people in 1 year using the two-team strategy. So when it comes to understanding the success of it, is I can tell you that I definitely understand it quite well, and it's very, very powerful. And once you get the penny to drop for you on how this works, you'll see why it works. It creates fantastic teamwork between two people. You only have two teams, which means if I've got four people I'm introducing, the other two have to go under the other two to help them at the same time. So there's a lot of teamwork built into this thing. There's these wonderful things called spillover and things we'll go through now. Unlimited depth. There's no capping on the number of people in your teams. It's a lot of exciting elements. So we might start moving through it one at a time. We'll get to it. It'll take a little while for us to get through this particular section, but probably the most successful element for anyone taking the business serious is to learn this two-team plan. And I'll cover some key points here. The most important thing is you will find it quite simple and easy to duplicate. It's not a complicated plan whatsoever, so don't feel like it's going to be this numbers everywhere. It's very simple. It's very unintimidating is probably the right way to say it. You have this unlimited depth, which basically means that if you join your two people and those two people kept replicating, and it could be 1,000 generations away from you and you're still earning from all the volume from any of those people in that business. We don't cap the length off. So these things can really run away quite amazingly well. Spillover from upline, as I mentioned before, if I have four people in the business that I want to introduce, I can only go left and right and left and right and left and right. So if I put my wife and my son, and my wife on the left and my son on the right, and my daughter has to go under one of them, whatever volume my daughter generates helps one other member of the family. So if I put it to the left, it'll help my wife and myself and the people above me, for example, and the points flow right up to the top. So wherever the points start, there's a thing called parent-child. Anyone's been in programming understands a parent-child mentality, but theoretically every parent is a child of someone else. So the child finds the parent is the child of another parent, and it goes all the way to the very top. So points literally worm all the way up the line right to the very top, which means that you do get point value, or actually it's actually done in dollar value all the way through your team. So you'll find this very exciting element. I've seen it many times in the past where people wake up one morning and their business is blowing up in a part of the world and they had no idea how that revenue came through. But not that it matters, but the reality is these things can really go well. The other good thing about the two-team plan is it's very, very well known amongst hundreds of thousands of people around the world that have been in the networking space, which means training is very low requirement. There's a lot of people who understand it really, really cleanly, really, really well. So because I understand it so well, it means that they're able to implement it really, really quickly. I think I like the passive income element of the business once you make a bit of an effort to get it started, and look after some of the key people you've got in the business. Just keep the education process up. But again, like I said, it's easy to learn, easy to duplicate. The passive income element of the business becomes quite profound. It really just ticks over. The binary pays Monday to Monday. So the two team pays Mondays and the one team pays on Tuesdays every week. So 2 paydays per week in the business. Because of the profound revenue that the two team creates, it creates a strong teamwork and retention. People tend not to leave a two team business or a binary once they get underway, because of the nature of it and the residual income that it generates. It's very, very, what we like to call in the industry, quite sticky. Has people hang around and get involved, keep getting involved. At the end of the day, this is a big business about big platform about making money. This is the real money making area. So those who are interested in the money making area, this is the area for you. You have very fast team growth, very fast momentum, and a very high earning potential. This is the like I said, the strongest part of the revenue streams come from this section. These next 2 slides are pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to talk about the spillover element here. I'll let you do the reading on the rest. The reason I want to cover the spillover is, if you look at this slide, particularly here, as I said before, if I'm there and I've got my wife and my son here and I put my daughter down here, that's spillover from me because I can only build 2 teams. This spillover effect is something that is incredibly exciting for those of you that aren't, even if you're just having a go at the first time, you don't know a lot of people. You only need to know two. There's an old saying in this industry: find two, help them do the same. That's it, and things will take care of itself on that basis. And because the business is now quite a mature company, a mature business in many respects with the product, it really is easy to put this into market. So I think you'll find the spillover quite effective. It creates really strong teamwork. You can read all about the combinations here on the advantages. And it really does create leadership and growth, and it helps people who struggle a little bit with recruitment. Because, for example, if my wife being let's say she's on the left and she's having trouble building in the right, I don't mind giving her a sign up to put on the right, because it's still in my left. It's still giving me the same volume as if it was down here. So it's a great incentive to help those who you're close with. And giving them the chance to do quite well as well without taking it all to yourself. You can really give away things to people in your teams to help them get going with no sacrifice to yourself whatsoever. On this particular slide, I'll draw your attention to two main areas I'd like to cover that's worth noting. All the packages are exactly the same. You know the 9 from the previous videos, you know the pricing, and you know basically the weaker leg position is something that I really want to talk about now. So in the week, how it works is you've got two teams, left and right. It's all in dollars and cents. So if you, for example, if we take the platinum here, I've joined up. I joined my wife for $500 on the left and my son for $500 on the right. In this particular case, I've got $500 is my weaker position. And because that's my weakest position, I'll get paid always automatically on the left. And because I'm a platinum, I get 10% of that. So I'd make $50 for that particular week. The right leg of $500 will then roll over as an opening balance for next week. We'll get more into this in the next few slides, but these percentages are really important. Depending on what package you have, it depends on the percentage of the weak leg that you earn. So at the highest level, the presidentials, they get 15% of whatever volume of dollars and cents is in their weakest leg. So if you have the imagination in your mind, you've got two sales teams. Now, if I can move to this slide and bring you back, then your left team and your right team. For every new member that joins, upgrades, all the same things we've talked about in the one team. Whatever happens in your left and right team, but instead of points, it's dollars, it's actual euros that it's counting. So for every package or revenue from the gaming profits adds up in dollars and cents. And during the course of any moment in your back office, you can see the volumes that are coming through it at any stage. So you literally know how much you're earning by the minute in the business all the way through to the pay week. So you have no ambiguity in what you've earned. So if I use another example, if I had $10,000 from all these things of revenue that's come from any number of people in my team, again, remember we have unlimited depth that could come from any number of people as deep as it goes, as it wishes. And I'd say I've got 10,000 there. And I've got, say, 5,000 on this side, on my right team, the system, and let's say I'm a presidential, let's say I'm just a platinum. 10,000, 5,000, the weakest leg is 5,000 points. I make 500 euros for that week. The 5,000 is zeroed out here. 5,000 is taken off the weak leg, or the strongest leg, sorry, and then that starts next week with a 5,000 opening balance on my strong leg. Obviously, what this system is about is balancing your legs as best you can, always working your weak leg while another leg stays usually strong. Sometimes they can switch around. Sometimes your left leg can be strong, and then another time it might be the weak leg as the months progress. But it's as simple as running two sales teams. You literally have a sales team on your left, a sales team on your right, and all the people in there doing whatever they do during the course of the month all adds up to dollars and cents for you. And every single Monday, the system works out what's the least amount in the leg and multiplies it by this magic number here, this percentage based on your package. That's the whole two-team business. Dollars and cents, percentage of whatever pack you've earned. And then, of course, we have some capping. This is how we control the longevity of these things. You can appreciate that's a lot of revenues being paid to a lot of people, and there's a process to managing these two-team businesses. So we have caps. So the cap for presidential is 50,000 euros a week. Platinum is 2,500 euros per week. And of course, as you upgrade, you're really buying yourself a pay rise as you're going through the system. So this slide is all about the percentages and the capping And this is all about understanding that every single revenue stream on left leg or right leg is accumulating for you every week to be paid out on as a percentage again of what package you own. So obviously you want the highest percentage as you can if you're planning on pushing the 2 team as you can afford to get involved with as this business grows during the week. You probably noticed I like to use the word X factor a little bit. It's sort of very true in this particular case. One of the things, if you've had any experience whatsoever in networking or affiliate marketing at any stage in your career, and even if you didn't and you were just using some logic, you'd realize that if you had a business that had let's say it was a health business, and you had a health package you purchased and you bought a certain monthly amount of health product every month from you. So let's argue and say it's a $500 joining fee and a $50 a month requirement. And that's it. That's that's the maximum any one person's even able to generate. You could even have a high one, even if it's thousands of dollars and it's hundreds of dollars a month. That's still a limit. There's a cap on how much a person is valued for you in your left and right team and actual revenue. So you'd need hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people at $50 a month, or at whatever that amount is a month. But that's the limit. That's the cap of what a human is worth, or an affiliate is worth to you in your teams. Why I call it an X factor is we're the only company of our type in the world where we have a 2-team business with a casino, sports betting, poker operation. The X factor is that you could have easily someone on the left team, like in my early videos, we talked about our Asian contact for 2014 and 16, he was dropping $30,000 a month alone himself on the platform and making $150,000 in profit from his team. You can imagine how much money was flowing through the casino at that point, and how much money would have flowed into this business. So what you have is this wonderful gaming profit area. That's the X factor, where one person could be worth hundreds of people a month, depending on their gaming activity. And that's what is exciting to me about the 2-team in a business like ours that is unique. There is no other company, no other businesses in the world that generate this X factor revenue from gaming profits that flow through a 2-team business. There is nothing like it in the world. And that's the X factor I absolutely love about our business structure, because let's say you 750 people in your downline in your 1 team, that's still being affected, and you get a big gamblers, you make good money from that. But in the 2-team, this person could be 10,000 people away from you on your left leg that you've never even heard of, that starts to join the business and starts gambling. And these X factors can happen in both teams as you get going. And that's what I think is the exciting thing about the 2-team business. What attracts me to the design of it was realizing this huge variable in gaming profits. We again used the 2-team system in 2014-16. So we've seen the effects of a 2-team with the casino. I'm still surprised we're the only ones to ever have done it and done it again. No one ever did it since we did it in 16. But the reality is that this X factor here, guys, is the real exciting element for me, because this could literally be anything. You never know who's going to turn up in your team and what sort of volumes they could potentially put through the casino.